You get a St. Patrick's Day concert for 2021 today on Pub Songs and Stories. It's time for the Pub Songs Podcast, Celtic and geek music and news from Mark Gunn, the Celtfather, reimagining pub life at pubsong.net. Grab a pint, slancha!
Heave-ho, boy-ho, it's the end. Heave-ho, God help us all. Here we came to find land that our fathers never had. No land we found, but only death from fear of the yellow jack. The yellow jack one day robbed the net shore in your grave. Down New Basin Canal were called for us 6 miles of pain. Heave-ho, boy-ho, it's the end. Heave-ho, God help us all. Heave-ho, boy-ho, it's the end. Heave-ho, God help us all. O'Hanlon was the first to fall, then down with Mike O'Shea. The boss called up and down the line for men to bear away. The men who fell hundreds a day shook like a Mayo gale. Too few there were to dig the trench, too few to bear away. Heave-ho, boy-ho, it's the end. Heave-ho, God help us all. Heave-ho, boy-ho, it's the end. Heave-ho, God help us all. Why is it Aaron's sons are called when slaves they cannot spare? When earth and water must be moved to make the rich men share. From lake to river to move the goods to make the rich men more. Down we fall time and again with none to hear our prayer. Heave-ho, boy-ho, it's the end. Heave-ho, God help us all. Heave-ho, boy-ho, it's the end. Heave-ho, God help us all. Heave-ho, boy-ho, it's the end. Heave-ho, God help us all. Heave-ho, boy-ho, it's the end. Heave-ho, God help us all. But we will rise somehow, sometime to rule those who rule us. We'll fight to overcome the loss of thousands of Ireland's best. We will be known as men who die, will live to make our mark. The men of New Basin Canal, known as New Orleans home. Heave-ho, boy-ho, it's the end. Heave-ho, God help us all. Heave-ho, boy-ho, it's the end. Heave-ho, God help us all. Heave-ho, boy-ho, it's the end. Heave-ho, God help us all. Heave-ho, boy-ho, it's the end. Heave-ho, God help us all.
Welcome to Pub Songs and Stories, the virtual public house for Celtic culture through music. My name is Mark Gunn, and I am your guide, and today's show is brought to you by my gun runners on Patreon. Subscribe to the podcast and download free music when you sign up at pubsong.net. That, of course, was Men of New Basin Canal. It's from my CD, How America Saved Irish Music. The song was written because my friend Jamie Hauser, who helped record that album, she recognized the New Basin Canal, which is a canal that was once existed in New Orleans, and 30,000 Irishmen died digging this canal. They died of yellow fever. And it was cheaper, of course, to hire Irish immigrants than it was to use slaves for a lot of the slave owners there. So she thought that was an interesting story that needed to be told, and we ended up telling it together on that CD. So today is a little bit different. I'm doing a St. Patrick's Day music party. I'm just singing songs, you know, what you do, singing songs, telling stories. But if you do want to get a free gift, go send an email to gift@pubsong.net, and I'll send you 3 MP3s from my St. Patrick's Day CD, which is on sale until St. Patrick's Day. So do that right now. And of course, if you want to join me on a Celtic Invasion vacation, every year I take a small group of Celtic music fans on the relaxing adventure of a lifetime. We don't see everything. Instead, we stay in one area and we get to know the region through its culture, history, and legends. You can join us with an auditory and visual adventure through podcasts and videos. In 2022, we are going to Scotland. Join the invasion at CelticInvasion.com. All right, next up is Beer, Beer, Beer. It's from my CD Kilted for Her Pleasure.
Beer, 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 tilly beer, beer, beer. Beer, 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 tilly beer, beer, beer. A long time ago, way back in history, when all there was to drink was nothing but cups of tea, along came a man by the name of Charlie Mops, and he invented a wonderful drink, and he made it out of hops. He must have been an admiral of salt and over a king, and to his praises we shall always sing. Look what he has done for us, he's filled us up with cheer. Lord bless Charlie Mops, the man who invented beer, 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 tilly beer, beer, beer. Beer, 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 tilly beer, beer, beer. The Curtis Bar, the James Pub, the hole in the wall as well. One thing you can be sure of is Charlie's beer they sell. So all you lads and lasses, at 11 o'clock you stop for 5 short seconds. Remember Charlie Mops. A 1, a 2, a 3, 4, 5. Hey! He must have been an admiral of salt and or a king, and to his praises we shall always sing. Look what he has done for us, he's filled us up with cheer. Lord bless Charlie Mops, the man who invented beer, 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 tilly beer, beer, beer. Beer, 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 tilly beer, beer, beer. A barrel of malt, a bushel of hops, you stir it with a stick. The kind of lubrication to make your engine tick. 40 pints of wop a day will keep away the quacks. It's only 8 pence halfpenny and 1 6 in tax. A 1, a 2, a 3, 4, 5. Hey! He must have been an admiral of salt and or a king, and to his praises we shall always sing. Look what he has done for us, he's filled us up with cheer. The Lord bless Charlie Mops, the man who invented beer, 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 tilly beer, beer, beer. Beer, 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 tilly beer, beer, beer. Beer, 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 tilly beer, beer, beer. The Lord bless Charlie Mops.
All right, next up we have a song from my CD solo of a Harper. It's called The Leprechaun, and the song was written because years ago when I first started playing Celtic music, quote unquote, I was pulled aside by this traditional Irish musician who said, what you're playing is not Celtic music, whatever you say. And it struck me. I was like, how could you say that? Here I am playing music for people. And we were, the Brobby Night Bard, my band, we were gaining so many new fans. All these people were flocking to our shows. We were developing a big reputation, both online and offline. And here's a guy telling me we weren't playing Celtic music. I was like, there's a disconnect here. And I realized that what I'm ultimately doing is playing a lot of fringe Celtic music. I'm the type of guy, I'm playing Celtic music that will bring non-Celtic music fans into the fold, to fall in love with Celtic music, just like I fell in love with it. And so I wrote this song basically as in response to his call that what I was playing was not Celtic music. Here it is, The Leprechaun.
There's a leprechaun in my head, I wish that I were dead, for I don't think you'll ever let me be. Ah, he tempts me with his gold, and if I were here so bold, I'd strangle him and leave him in the street. And then he says to me, you're an Irish laddie, you call that thing a her. But each time I share the lore that I am learning, he hides his head while my friends they chant. La-ta-tee-da diddly-dee-da, la-ta-tee-da-tee-da, la-ta-tee-da diddly-diddly-die. Oh, la-ta-tee-da diddly-dee-da, la-ta-tee-da-tee-da, la-ta-tee-da diddly-diddly-die. There's a leprechaun in my room, he swats me with the broom, that's the reason I forget the words of a song. Oh, he shows a 4-leaf clover, before my song is over, he's buried it in a bowl of Lucky Charms. And then he says to me, you're an Irish laddie, you call that thing a her. But each time I share the lore that I am learning, he hides his head while my friends they chant. La la-ta-tee-da-diddly-dee, la-ta-tee-da-tee-da, la-ta-tee-da-diddly-diddly-die. Oh, la-ta-tee-da-diddly-dee, la-ta-tee-da-tee-da, la-ta-tee-da-diddly-diddly-die. There's a leprechaun on the floor. He says that I'm a bore. His eyes begin to glaze and he starts to yawn. Oh, he lays on down to sleep, but I can see when I am peeping. He's watching me with envy deep inside. And he says to me, oh, you're an Irish laddie. You call that ting a heart. But each time I share the lore that I am learning, he hides his head on my friends to chant. La-ta-tee-da-diddly-dee, la-ta-tee-da-tee-da, la-ta-tee-da-diddly-diddly-die. Oh, la-ta-tee-da-diddly-dee, la-ta-tee-da-tee-da, la-ta-tee-da-diddly-diddly-die. There's a leprechaun on the hill, and I know his gold is there, so I grab him by the neck, but he gets away. Well, the pot's too heavy, he giggles, so I pinch me just a little. He thinks I'm full as I run away. He says to me, oh, you're an Irish laddie. You call that ting a herb. But each time I share the lore that I am learning, he hides his head while my friends they chant. La-ta-tee-da-diddly-dee, la-ta-tee-da-tee-da, la-ta-tee-da-diddly-diddly-die. Oh, la-ta-tee-da-diddly-dee, la-ta-tee-da-tee-da, la-ta-tee-da-diddly-diddly-die. And then he says to me, ah, you're an Irish laddie. You call that ting a herb. But each time I share the lore that I am learning, he lifts his head and he sings along. La-ta-tee-da-diddly-dee, la-ta-tee-da-tee-da, la-ta-tee-da-diddly-diddly-die. Oh, la-ta-tee-da-diddly-dee, la-ta-tee-da-tee-da, la-ta-tee-da-diddly-diddly-die. Oh, la-ta-tee-da-diddly-dee, la-ta-tee-da-tee-da, la-ta-tee-da-diddly-diddly-die. Oh, la-ta-tee-da-diddly-dee, la-ta-tee-da-tee-da, la-ta-tee-da-diddly-diddly-die.
I am getting ready for St. Patrick's Day. I'm getting really excited too because it's been a while since I've worn a kilt. Part of it's the weather, you know. When it gets cold outside, you don't really. Well, I don't really want to wear a kilt as much, but part of it is just because I'm not playing out nearly as much, and I'm used to wearing my kilt mostly, you know, at shows, which is kind of sad, I know, but nevertheless. It is a pleasure for me to do. In fact, you might even go so far as to say it's a Kilty Pleasure. This is a song from my upcoming CD, Selcouth.
Let me tell you who I am. Red-blooded American. I work 12-hour days, sweating hard for crap pay. The days are far too long. When at last the weekend comes, the pants go in the bin, and the kilt comes on again. Someday I wake up with a joyful expression as I wrap my kilt round my waist. I latch on my sporran and pull up my stockings, a smile grows on my face. Then it's off to the pub, or the fair or the fest. A wee swing goes into each step. 'Cause I'm American born and Celtic forever, and both are truly blessed. I may never know what it means to be normal, nor have I knowingly cared. I will dance to the streets, though it makes you uncomfortable. My kilt will fly in the air. 'Cause it's my kilty pleasure. Yes, it's my kilty pleasure. Some say that I'm strange, or call me a girl. They like to make fun of me, but I blow the jokes off because I am proud of my Scottish ancestry. But I'm also proud of the blood in my veins, as different as our country. My kilt is a symbol of the land that I love and all of its diversity. I may never know what it means to be normal, nor have I knowingly cared. I will dance the streets, though it makes you uncomfortable. My kilt will fly in the air. 'cause it's my Kilty pleasure. Yes, it's my Kilty pleasure. You can say what you like, but the times they are changing. We celebrate our differences. Be black, brown, or white, I will fight for your right, 'cause I know what it means to be scared. See, my family wore kilts, and we fought in Culloden. We Celts were all one time oppressed. So I'll tear down your wall with my southern drawl, while donning my Highland dress. I may never know what it means to be normal, nor have I knowingly cared. I will dance the streets, though it makes you uncomfortable. My kilt will fly in the air, 'cause it's my Kilty pleasure. Yes, it's my Kilty pleasure. I may never know what it means to be normal, nor have I knowingly cared. I will dance the streets, though it makes you uncomfortable. My kilt will fly in the air, 'cause it's my Kilty pleasure. Yes, it's my Kilty pleasure. Yes, it's my Kilty pleasure.
All right, now I'm going to sing a song that's got a great story. So Steve and Peter Jones are a couple of brothers. I think they're based in Maryland. And one day they were up in their attic, opened up this chest, and found a whole bunch of letters from their great-great-grandfather to their great-great-grandfather. And it told a sad story, but a powerful story, and a true story about the potato blight of the 1800s and how it affected people. And they turned that into a song called Kilkelly, Ireland.
Kilkelly, Ireland, 1860, my dear and loving son John. Your good friend and schoolmaster, Pat McNamara, so good as to write these words down. Your brothers have all left to find work in England. The house is all empty and sad. The crop of potatoes is sorely infected, a third to a half of them bad. Your sister Bridget and Patrick O'Donnell are going to be married in June. Your mother says not to work on the railroad. Be sure and come on home soon. Kilkelly, Ireland, 1870, my dear and loving son John. Hello to your missus and to your 4 children. May they grow healthy and strong. Michael has got in a wee bit of trouble. I guess that he never will learn. Because of the dampness, there's no turf to speak of, and now we have nothing to burn. Bridget is happy you named a child for her, although she's got 6 of her own. You say you found work, but you don't say what kind or when you will be coming home. Kilkelly, Ireland, 1880, dear Michael and John, my sons. I'm sorry to give you the very sad news that your dear old mother is gone. We buried her down at the church in Kilkelly. Your brothers and Bridget were there. You don't have to worry, she died very quickly. Remember her in your prayers. It's so good to hear Michael's returning with money sure to buy land. For the crop has been poor and the people are selling as fast as they can. Kilkelly, Ireland, 1890, my dear and loving son John. I suppose that I must be close on 80, it's 30 years since you've gone. Because of all the money you've sent me, I'm still living out on my own. Michael has built himself a fine house and Bridget's daughters are grown. Thank you for sending your family pictures, the lovely young women and men. Yes, say you might even come for a visit. What a joy to see you again. Kilkelly, Ireland, 1892. My dear brother John, I'm sorry I didn't write sooner to tell you that father is gone. He was living with Bridget, she says he was happy and healthy right down to the end. Ah, you should have seen him play with the grandchildren of Pat McNamara, your friend. We buried him alongside her mother down at the Kilkelly churchyard. He was a strong and a feisty old man, considering his life was so hard. And it's funny the way he kept talking about you. He called for you at the end. Why don't you think about coming to visit? What a joy to see you again.
Ah, beautiful song. So one of the songs that I first got known for with the Brobdingnagian Bards is a song called Old Dun Cow, which had a great part with somebody shouted, McIntyre, McIntyre. I'm not going to sing that song right now. I think I did in the last show, actually, or sometime recently on this podcast. And I know I've done it bunches on my Coffee with the Celtfather show. It's a video show that I do every Thursday when it's in season, and it's in season for the next couple months. So you can check that out every Thursday. It's on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. Go to youtube.com/markgunn, or just go to pubsong.net, sign up to my mailing list, sign up to the podcast. Make sure, if you're not already, subscribed, and you can check it out. So the song is that was ultimately filked, was sent to me by a friend, Jean Pryor. She loved that song, loved the Brobdingnagian Bards, and ended up starting an awesome parody that I ended up putting on my CD, Whiskers in the Jar. And I'm going to sing that for you right now.
Some friends and I in a milkman's truck were eating catnip one night. Went into the truck, a tomcat ran, his scraggly face gone white. What's up, says Brown, Hessian ghost, has the milkman retired? Milkman retired, says he, the dairy farm's on fire. There were Tom stretched up and down, lapping the milk on the floor. My cream, the farmer cried as he came and knocked in the door. Don't let him in till it's all lapped up, somebody shouted, meow, meow. And we all drank milk till the cows came home when the dairy farm caught fire. Mew, says Tom, what a bit of luck, everybody follow me. If down at the barn as the fire's not there, then we'll have our milk for free. We chased Tom down, nipping his heels into the milk pond flip. We hadn't been there 10 minutes or more till we were all quite nipped. And there were Tom stretched up and down, lapping the milk on the floor. My cream, the farmer cried as he came and knocked at the door. Don't let him in till it's all lapped up, somebody shouted, meow, meow. And we all drank milk till the cows came home when the dairy farm caught fire. Percy sounded over to the watering pail and pawed in it as he gagged. Started taking off his flea collar, likewise his rabies tag. Hold on, says Tom, that ain't allowed. You can't do that thing here. They're gonna wash your tags in the water and trough when milk's coming out our ears. And there were Tom stretched up and down, lapping the milk on the floor. My cream, the farmer cried as he came and knocked at the door. Don't let him in till it's all lapped up, somebody shouted, meow, meow. And we all drank milk till the cows came home when the dairy farm caught fire. Then there came from the old barn door a collie from across the street. And when he saw 300 cats, he took a ringside seat. He nipped at tails and good clean fun, splashed milk on a cat or three. And just to show there was no harm done, he licked their whiskers clean. There were Tom stretched up and down, lapping the milk on the floor. My cream, the farmer cried as he came and knocked at the door. Don't let him in till it's all lapped up, somebody shouted, meow, meow. And we all drank milk till the cows came home when the dairy farm caught fire. Then there came a mighty splash, fur flew to and fro, leaping from the rafters flames into the pails below. Well, we're safe here in Persian viewed, paddling in the foam. This here's a bath I'd get used to, they won't believe back home. There were Tom stretched up and down, lapping the milk on the floor. My cream, the farmer cried as he came and knocked at the door. Don't let him in till it's all lapped up, somebody shouted, meow, meow. And we all drank milk till the cows came home when the dairy farm caught fire. When the sun came up, the fire was out. We rolled across the floor. The barn was burned, the milk was drunk, there wasn't any more. Tom stretched his legs, said, "Good job, lads." Raised his tail up higher. "There's dairies all along this road, let's set them all on fire." And there were Tom shook up and down, left the milk on the floor. My cream, the farmer cried as he came and knocked at the door. "Don't let him in till it's all lapped up," somebody shouted round. And we all drank milk till the cows came home when the dairy farm caught fire. And there were Tom shook up and down, left the milk on the floor. My cream, the farmer cried as he came and knocked at the door. "Don't let him in till it's all lapped up," somebody shouted round. And we all drank milk till the cows came home when the dairy farm caught fire.
If you want to play any of these songs, you can head on over to irish-song-lyrics.com, and all these songs, the lyrics are listed all there. So go check that out. Upcoming shows, I am doing the Coffee with the Celtfather I mentioned earlier, which is on YouTube Thursdays at noon Eastern. And this Wednesday, I'll be at the Lost Druid Brewery for St. Patrick's Day and my birthday. This is in Avondale Estates, Georgia. You can find details on the website. Support what you love. If you enjoy the music in this show, please show your support. Buy music or merch from me or any of the guests that I usually have. If you check out some of the past shows, I'm starting to do some stories. I did a couple St. Patrick's Day stories and show number 226. And I hope to have a lot more in the days and months and weeks to come, so stay tuned for that. You can follow all of us on streaming and tell a friend. You can sample my music for free in my Mage Records store on Bandcamp, and you can learn about all my guests by following the link on the website. The Pub Songs and Stories podcast is based on the value for value model. If you get pleasure from this show, send me a few bucks to keep it going and get lots of bonus content. You can also join the Gunrunners Club on Patreon, where your support pays for the production and promotion of my music and this podcast. Again, links in the show notes. Special thanks to my newest patrons, Cheris Mitchell and Brian Stab. If you have any questions or comments, you can always email me, mark@markgunn.com, or chat in the Celtic Geeks group on Facebook. Let me know what you think about the podcast. I'm going to finish up with one final song. I hope you had a lovely time, and I hope you have a spectacular St. Patrick's Day. This is Molly Malone.
In Dublin's fair city, where the girls are so pretty, I first set my eyes on sweet Molly Malone. She wheeled a wheelbarrow through streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh. Crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. She was a fishmonger, sure 'twas no wonder, for so was her father and mother before. They each wheeled their barrow through streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh. Crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh. Crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Of a fever, no one could save her. That was the end of sweet Molly Malone. Now her ghost wheels her barrow through streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Alive, alive, oh. Alive, alive, oh. Crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Alive, alive, oh. Alive, alive, oh. Crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh. Crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh. Crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh.
Pub Songs and Stories was produced by Mark Gunn. The show is edited by Mitchell Peterson with graphics by Miranda Nelson Designs. To subscribe, go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or to my website where you can subscribe to my mailing lists. I'll email you regular updates of new music and podcast special offers, and you'll get 21 songs for free. Welcome to the pub at pubsong.com.